Hello, Sharon.
Hello.
Hello, Simon and Yvonne. How
Hello.
are you?
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Are you?
Good. It was nice seeing you Friday.
What did you say?
It was nice seeing you at services on Friday.
Oh, yes. Yes, and indeed.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oops.
Well, shalom, everybody. Sorry we're haven't been able to offer any music up front this tonight and on Monday night. I don't know quite what is the don't know quite what is the issue. I haven't been able to diagnose it, but as long as you can hear me now, and I think we're at least going to take care of the important business, which is to welcome everyone, and especially to welcome Rabbi. So, shalom, Rabbi.
Erev Tov, everyone. Good to be with you and to join you for a few minutes on this Wednesday evening for our Zoom Siyyum. Let's start with a little music to get us started.
Oh, Shah, oh, Shah, oh, Shah, oh, Shah, Hine Matov, Umanai. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Oh, how good and how beautiful it is for all of us to be together as one. Oh, Shah, oh, Shah, oh, Shah, oh, Shah.
Just like to say hello to a few folks who are joining us online, to Claudine. It's good to have you with us, Claudine. Hope you're doing well in New York. To Nancy, to Lisa. It's good to have all of you with us. To, of course, Simon and Yvonne and the Foxes and Sharon and Aaron. Good to have you with us. I'm going to share a story. I'm actually going to share my screen with this story. So, hold on. There it goes. Okay. From the time he was a little boy, Betzalel loved to collect things. His eyes were drawn to shiny stones and colored strings, and even a bug if it had shiny, shimmering green wings. Betzalel brought each treasure home to his beautiful things box. Betzalel and the rest of the Israelites were slaves in Egypt. The taskmasters grew angry when Betzalel dropped bricks into the mud to pick up a scaly piece of skin shed by a snake. "Stop that," his friend shouted. "You'll get us in trouble. Besides, you don't need all those stone strings and bug wings." Betzalel just smiled. Each of these things is beautiful in its own way, and the world needs beautiful things. Betzalel never stopped searching for beauty and color. When his life felt gray, he took out his beautiful things box. He pressed smooth stones to his cheeks and wrapped colorful strings around his fingers, forgetting for a moment that he was a slave. One day, Bezalel heard amazing news. Pharaoh was allowing the slaves to go free, but they would have to leave Egypt immediately. The Israelites hurried to pack for their journey. Bezalel's parents begged him to leave the beautiful things box behind. We can only take what we can carry, said his father. And what we absolutely need, said his mother. You don't need all those stones, strings, and bug wings. But Bezalel insisted. Each of these things is beautiful in its own way, and the world needs beautiful things. Bezalel took his beautiful things box and walked with the Israelites to freedom. Bezalel saw many beautiful things as the Israelites left Egypt. The bright full moon lighting their path, walls of water on either side of them as they crossed the Red Sea, pillars of fire and cloud that guided them on their journey. These things were too big for the beautiful things box, so Bezalel tried to collect them in his mind. He also found many things that he could put in his beautiful things box. Stop grabbing things out of the sand, moaned his parents. You don't need more stones, strings, or bug wings. But Bezalel gripped his beautiful things box and kept walking. One day, God called to Moses, the leader of the Israelites. I want you to build a Mishkan, a place for me to dwell when I visit the Israelites, God told Moses. It will be like a beautiful room in your house for a special guest. Moses was flustered. Where are we supposed to find what we need to build your house, God? We left Egypt with nothing, and we're in the middle of the desert. The Israelites can bring me gifts, God said. Gold, silver, copper, strings of blue, purple, and red, wood, oil, and spices. What if they don't have anything beautiful? Asked Moses. Everyone can find something, God promised, if they know where to look. The Israelites surrounded Moses as he came down the mountain. What does God want? They asked. God wants us to build a house out of beautiful things, said Moses. There was silence. How could they build a house for God with only what they carried out of Egypt? God suggested string. Does anyone have string to get us started? Asked Moses doubtfully. I have string, said a small voice. Everyone turned to look as Bezalel stepped forward, clutching his beautiful things box. I have red, blue, and purple. What color does God want? The Israelites' mouths hung open as Bezalel spread his treasures on the ground. I remember seeing trees with white flowers on the other side of the mountain, Bezalel added. Their trunks might be good for building. I saw twisty olive trees too. Then something strange happened. The Israelites began to see blossoms pointing out of prickly cacti and twisty olive trees at the feet of forbidding mountains. They started their own beautiful things boxes and brought them to Bezalel. Moses ran to tell God, you were right. We found many beautiful things. God looked at Bezalel, who was arranging stones by color and shape. Bezalel, said God, you will design the Mishkan. Bezalel's heart pounded. Me? Yes, said God, you love beautiful things. You found them in Egypt. You found them in the desert. You will build my dwelling place because I love beautiful things too. So Bezalel described the beautiful images he saw in his mind, and together he and the other Israelites sketched his plans in the sand. Then they started building with the materials they'd collected, wood from the desert trees, animal skins, dyed bright colors, and bits of metal from rings and belt buckles. And when the structure was complete, they wove tapestries, made lamps, crushed olives for oil, and mixed spices for incense. Bezalel smiled at the finished Mishkan. This is the biggest beautiful things box ever, he said. Now every time God visits, there will be a beautiful place for God to dwell. We are going to move into our Siyyum, our Shema and Hashkivenu prayers, and then we'll have a chance to say hello after that.
Shema. Why can't I hear myself? Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom Lehamidenu Shomrenu L'chaim Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, oh Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, oh Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Oh, teach us, God, wrong from right, oh Adonai. Amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom Ve'hamidenu Shomrenu L'chaim Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha.
All right. Anybody want to say hello? Simon? Oh, we'll let Aurora go, and then Simon will say hello there. Hi, Aurora.
Okay. My heartfelt thanks to Paul for his concern about my safety and well-being at
The funeral.
the funeral yesterday. I was really touched by your concern, and thank you very much.
And thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi.
And Rabbi, thank you, and Paul, for a very heartfelt service.
So Simon, if I appreciate your gratitude. It was, just I had the opportunity to offer it, and thank you for being so gracious. But I do want to share very briefly a very small world story. So I got an email today from Leav Sofer, Cantor Judy Sofer's son, who's been involved with a music project in Central City, Los Angeles for many years. An a cappella choir made up of, residents of the area. And the head of that he works with was James' brother. And he was at the service. And after the service, he texted Liav and mentioned that he had seen me and So it's, you know, the small Jewish world of connections even, you know, reached out and touched the occasion yesterday afternoon. So it was nice to know that we were at least able to touch James's extended family, and particularly his brother appreciated the service.
Okay, Aurora, go ahead.
I asked Caddis class and play with Zoana's dog. Yeah, which is Zoana's.
Yeah, did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, thank you for sharing that. Hi, Ronan, do you want to say hello?
What does that say? Family Fox. I'm house.
Did you say you went to Joanna's house?
No, Ronan didn't go with me. I need to help him out.
Hi, Ronan.
Didn't go to Zoana.
Aurora, he's saying he walked over there. Let him say what he wants to say, honey. That's what he's saying. He went to Joanna's house.
No, that's not right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, anybody else have anything they want to share? All right, let's move into just a couple of quick announcements. Jonathan Petropoulos again is speaking Friday at TBI as part of services about the repatriation of Jewish art, the restitution of Jewish art that was looted in the Holocaust. And so it's part of our Brenda Rosenfeld Scholar Series. Of course, he'll be in the sanctuary, and it'll also be streamed out on our platforms. So we hope you'll join us. And anything you want to add, Cantor Paul, before we go into closing song?
No, I think we're good. Thanks very much.
Great.
Oh, says Shalom. Bim Roma. Oh, says Shalom. Bim Roma. Uyase Shalom. Uyase Shalom. Uyase Shalom. Aleinu. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, sit Shalom. Bim Roma. Oh, says Shalom. Bim Roma. Uyase Shalom. Uyase Shalom. Uyase Shalom. Aleinu.
Erev Tov, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you soon.
Good night. Hitra Ot. Laila Tov.